pity about the Tim Tams. They got my parking spot fixed. They finally got my parking spot fixed. And look at what a crappy job they did. That's what they knocked down, and what a great job they've done on the electricity there. Well, quality workmanship. Oh, the mailbox, the package. I think I know what this is. It's from Monsters in Motion, and it is the soundtrack to Kolchak the Night Stalker, which I have always loved the music. It's all creepy and eerie, and I didn't even know it was available, and I'm not even sure it really is, but they're selling it anyway. So let's go crack that puppy open. Perfect. All wrapped up neatly in bubble wrap. I love it. And there it is. Kolchak the Night Stalker, music by Gil Millet.
Anyway, these pineapple Tim Tams are quite bloody lovely, thank you very much. Anyway, so I said to him, I've completely run out of Tim Tams. Anyway, next thing I get from the smartass is a video message. He sent me a video that says, shame about the Tim Tams, and then he brings one up, and he's eating one. And he's, and then just ended the video. And I thought, you bastard, so I recorded one back. I said, you're a rotten sod, and you deserve everything you get, or whatever I said. I said, you're a complete bastard. Anyway, well, so I listened to a podcast called Recent Ramblings by Lloyd Bailey. He's in Australia. And I happen to know that he watches my Tedium Unlimited. So I was listening to his podcast, this one very here, and I hear Tedium Unlimited playing in the background. And I thought, now that is amazingly meta. I'm listening to my vlog on his podcast. But then he went on further to complain about the fact that the other day, he was feeling ill, and he didn't have any Tim Tams, and he couldn't have any Tim Tams, and I sent him a video of me eating a Tim Tam, and I suppose that was kind of mean, but it was just the whole thing. So I wanted to record this where I'm listening to a podcast where he's talking about me at the same time he's been listening to my Tedium Unlimited playing in the background, and all of that while I'm eating a Tim Tam. Have I done it again? I guess I have. Oh, impish me. For those of you who haven't seen him, or haven't seen him in a while, this is Taz. He's just falling over and hoping for some pets here. Some days you got the good ones, and some days you got the bad ones. That's true on all sorts of things. And this Tedium Unlimited is one of the bad ones. And this dog is one of the good ones. He's one of the best dogs I've ever had. He's such a sweet dog. He's so gentle, and he is at least aware of people who are not supposed to be here. He's been magnificently house trained, and apart from chewing up one sofa when we first got him, he's been a really good dog. I hate to sound like I'm talking about him in the past tense, but I may be. A few weeks ago, we've had him for, 7-8 years. And a few weeks ago, he stopped eating the food he's been eating forever. We've just always gotten him the same food. He likes it. He eats it every day. One day, he stopped. He would not eat the food. And it went on for days. Days and days and days. You just put the food down and he'd look at you like, what? During that time, he shit on the floor. I mentioned that, which he's done twice, I think, before that.
in his entire life. And one time I had video footage of it, and he would never leave this room, this kitchen, even though there are gates up to keep him in, but he's been trained to stay in here. We frequently left the gates wide open, and he would not leave this room. One day the security cameras picked him up. He left the room, opened the gate because it was kind of plopped, so went over to the door and was like trying to get out the back door, and we thought that was really bizarre. But when we came home, we found out that he just really had to go, and he'd finally had to go on the floor. So that's how dedicated he was to not going. But he's done it twice since he'd done this eating thing. Got him some canned food, which we never give him, and he ate it. He was like, wow, canned food, I ate that. And that was like, all right, well, I don't want to have to feed him canned food every day, but if that's what it takes, he's a good dog. Then, after 2 or 3 days of that, he stopped eating the canned food. So we tried getting him a different brand of canned food, and he ate that for 2 or 3 days. And then he stopped eating that. So then I get him a different brand of dry food, thinking maybe, we'll go back and try that. And he ate that for a few days. And then he stopped. So we tried a different brand of canned food again, and he ate some of that for a couple, 3 days, and he stopped. Now, all of that, and he is losing weight. But he's not, he's a little lethargic, but, he's getting up there a little bit in age. So we took him into the vet, and the vet examined him and, came up with some possibilities. But we'll have to do some blood work first. That's $300. Which, you don't have pet health insurance. That's $300. I don't want to say he's not worth it, because we paid it. They also noticed that his lymph nodes are swollen. And he doesn't like having a thermometer up his rear end either. He really acted like that was a problem. Which, I don't blame him, but that wasn't the way he's behaved in the past when they've taken his temperature. They suggested it might be valley fever. It could be some sort of a tick fever, although we haven't seen any ticks in the entire time he's been here. Could be some sort of an infection. The blood work came back, and nothing really obvious. Just a couple minor indicators here and there that are not in any way conclusive. But one of them does match with the worst case scenario, which is something that the vet told us up front, that he's showing signs of the first stages of lymphoma. Now, to test for lymphoma, it's another $300 or $400 to have them take a sample from his lymph nodes and have that analyzed. And if I thought it would help, and I have to talk to the vet again today, if I thought it would help, I would do it. But if it comes back, and in fact, that's what he's got, there's not much I can do about it. He's on for a horrible, painful death. And there's really nothing practical we can do about it. Oh, you heard that, did you? Yeah. Anyway, I've got to talk to the vet again, and talk about what would happen if what the other possibilities are, and what, because it's not exactly that I don't want to spend, let's say, $400 to get him well. But $400 to find out he's dead meat, isn't very good. Like I said, some of these aren't the uppers, high fun activity that you expect. Some days things are bad. This is not a good one. I don't know if this is going to be a short episode or a long episode. I'm going to wrap it up here today. And I just thought I would convey on the floor story, and I apologize if I've already told you this. As you should know, they're going to replace the floor. Guy called me from the subcontractor, who was the flooring subcontractor, like 2 weeks ago, and said, "Oh, can I come out and I'll bring some samples and talk to you about the floor?" And I said, "Sure." And he asked to come out Friday, and we're good with that. And so he was coming out around 4 o'clock. So my wife came home early from school that day. Long story, it's not exactly early. She didn't cut class, but she didn't stay as late as she normally would. So she could be here, and she was here for the hour. Then, of course, she had to go back to school to pick up James and stuff. And she was pissed off because he didn't show. Don't blame her. I didn't have the guy's phone number. So then she sent me a text message later, and she says, "Well, he's an unlucky guy." Because apparently he had her phone number, and he called her, and she chewed him out, which he deserved. But, yeah. So anyway, the next thing is he'll be at the house in an hour. So he showed up. Now, here's the thing. I mentioned to you already, there's floor, there's padding, there's linoleum. I want it all the way gone to the linoleum. And they're going to replace it with the same cheap stuff that we've got. However, it's possible for me to upgrade and get more. And I was thinking I'd like a better wood floor in here. And so when the guy came out, and I told him that on the phone, but when the guy did come out and he brought out some stuff, the first thing he did was he brought out the laminate flooring, which is the interlocking planks, but he basically didn't want to show me those. He wanted to show me vinyl strips, which in the old days we called that linoleum. He seemed to take offense when I called it linoleum to his face, but that's what it was. And I don't really want vinyl strips put down on my cement floor, and that's yuck. I mean, it looked like wood. It had the fake wood look, but it's just glued to your cement. So I was not particularly impressed with that. And I told him, I said, "Hey, look, I know you," and he did bring out some laminate samples, like the cheapest of the cheap. And he said, "Well, this is what's in your budget." And I'm like, "Well, I don't even know what my budget is because they haven't told me." And I've been, everyone and their brother is supposed to know, including you, that I may want better flooring, and I'm willing to pay for it. So I was thinking, instead of laminate flooring, what about wood flooring? And, "Oh, no, you don't want that in Arizona, especially if you're having trouble with water damage." And I was like, "Well, I didn't have any trouble with water damage. So isn't that why we're replacing the floor?" "No." "Oh, well, they told me it was water damage. You had a flood or something." Like, what? "No. They did this thing and the tongue and grooves are busted and stuff." "Oh, well, the other reason you don't want this laminate flooring is because if one piece goes bad, then you have to replace take up the whole floor. But it's this vinyl stuff, you just slip up a piece, put it back." I'm like, again. And I'm interested in, flooding's not a problem. So wood floor, "Oh no, you don't want that in Arizona because it's hot here and it's dry and then it gets humid and then it cracks and it's like, oh, bad. So and again, he keep coming up, "No, that's not in your budget." And I'm like, again, listen to me. My budget is irrelevant. This is a 280 square foot room. It can't be, if it costs me a couple bucks a square foot to increase the quality, I don't care, right? I just want to know. And so, and I show him the spot over here that you've seen before. Said, "So we've got the floor and we got the padding here and we got the linoleum, and it'd be nice." "Oh, we can't lay the vinyl over the linoleum." I said, "Well, I'm expecting you to take it up." He said, "Oh, no, that's not included in it." And I said, "Well, it should be. The insurance company knew about it." "Well, I'll have to go back and find out if they'll pay for it." "Well, you do that. But anyways, either way, I want that linoleum up." I don't know if we'll be able to do it because they might not pay for it. Again, I'm willing to pay more. So he's irritating me, basically. He's just irritating me. He's trying to steer me to a product I don't want. And he's trying to, ignore what I keep saying repeatedly to him. And I don't like that. So I'm not particularly happy with him. And then he was going to contact me Monday. That was a Friday. Never did. And I just let it sit just to see how bad it would get. The whole week went by. Didn't contact me. So, and then when he did finally try to he contacted my wife because, why? When we was here, I'd be like, why did you call me? Well, it's the only number I've got. I said, I don't know how that's the only number you've got. You called me on the right number. To take this number down, this is the number to call. Since then, he still calls my wife. Which he ought to know by now is a bad idea. In any case, he finally came back out today. I talked to him on the phone the other day after I bitched to his contractor overlord. And he came, and then I talked to him and I said, look, I'm willing to pay more for the floor. Have you got that? Yes, I understand. All right, I just need you to work up a price. So could you bring out some better quality laminate flooring than just the bargain basement stuff? And he says, we also have this vinyl planking. And I'm like, man, they're on the vinyl, aren't they? And he says, well, it's better. As in the laminate, it lasts longer, won't wear as much, etc., etc. It looks just as good, etc. I think, well, you can bring it out and show it to me. So anyway, he did. We also told him what color we'd picked, and then he brought samples out, none of which were that color. So he's going to go get some of those and show me, but he's finally going to work out the quote. But the insurance company didn't include the padding in their quote, which I think that's some insurance company's fault. They did not agree to remove linoleum, but that's going to cost $300, and I'm going to let them remove the old linoleum because let's get rid of that. And I might go with the vinyl planking. We'll just have to see. I will show you what the vinyl planking is like here. I'm going to have to bend down and pick it up. That, I don't know, can we get that in the sunlight? There, that's what the vinyl planking looks like. It is tongue and groove, but the bottom is this stuff, and it's supposed to be better. This is a little darker than we wanted in the room. He brought the wrong colors. It's close, but it's a little too dark. Makes quite the noise when you throw it on the ground. I might go ahead and do that. I have to wait and see what the prices are. It says it's last much, much longer, like 30 years. So that's good. I want padding under it. I'm going to have to pay for that, but I think I can argue that one with the insurance company and take the thing up. So hopefully by tonight I will have a price. I'll know how much I'd have to pay, and we're going to get this thing done. We're going to get it done. I'm going to love that part. Anyway, that's it for the show today. I don't think anything else is going to happen this week. Nothing really happened apart from the Tucson, which I already told you about on the weekend, and Taz. And which is more than enough. So we'll just do the usual, like, comment, subscribe, and I will talk to you next time.